Let's get started then in a lying down position. You get to lie down right away. Just hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. Just happy to spend the Monday after Christmas relaxing a little bit. Hopefully feeling good. Just allow yourself to rock out here. Take some motion side to side. And then come into happy baby right away. So soles of the feet to the sky. Hold on to your ankles or your shins, maybe your feet. Just make it real mellow. Just keep that rocking motion going. One of the best things we can do for our low back is literally just to rock around on the floor like a ball. So, bring your feet together, your knees together, and stop the side-to-side motion, but pull your knees into your chest and then bring your knees out to the side. And then knees forward and back together. So you're creating like two giant circles with your kneecaps. Pull the kneecaps in and then out, and then push them forward. And pull them in. Again, moving out, forward. This time as you pull in, just pause and then make the circles in the opposite direction. So push the knees forward, pull them apart, and then pull them back into your chest. Again, pushing forward, pulling to the side, and then back into the chest. Just 2 more times like this. And then squeeze your knees back into your chest again, that side-to-side motion. And let the knees fall to the left side as you open your right arm. Just coming into this nice reclined twist. Flex your feet a little bit in this first reclined twist and let your shins squeeze towards one another just a little. And then see if you can soften through the side body and your right shoulder and your right wrist a little. And keeping just a gentle activity in the shins, the ankles, the feet, flexing the toes. And then come on up and hug the knees in again. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, switch sides, drop the knees to the right. Keep your feet flexed. Spread through all 10 toes. Let the shins press gently together. Little activity there, and then soften from your left hip all the way up, your left shoulder into your left arm. Let the elbow and wrist relax down to the floor. We'll just do a lot of postures to help aid some digestion today, because if you're anything like me and a lot of people right now, you probably ate a lot of different stuff you don't usually eat, maybe during holidays, or just overindulged a little. Go ahead and bring the knees back to the chest, and then from here, drop your left foot down, extend your right heel up to the sky. Push your left foot into the floor. Keep that knee bent. Push the foot into the floor. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh. And then make circles with your right foot. So just rolling out the right ankle. Again, spreading through those toes as much as you possibly can. Good. And then keep the leg up and just make the circle of the ankle go in the opposite direction. Go ahead and cross your right ankle over your left thigh here. Figure 4 pigeon, little sleepy pigeon here. You can hold on to your thigh or maybe your shin with your hands. See what you can do about breathing into the right hip. Letting the left leg be really relaxed. So notice if you're kind of flexing or having any activity in the left leg, just let that completely go. Relax through the shoulders, the throat, the face. Okay, keep the shape in the legs and just drop your right foot down to the left. You're going to take your left hand on top of your right thigh and open your right arm out. Press your left hand into your right thigh so you're getting a little bit more space between the ribs and the right thigh and right knee. Reach your right arm all the way up here. Keep reaching that right hand up, up, up. Push the right leg away. Feel it. Stretch a little bit more through maybe the front body than you usually do when you're holding the shape. And bend your right elbow and come back to that figure 4 pigeon. And then just release your feet. You can rock a little. And bring your right foot down to the mat. Press the right foot strongly into the floor as you extend your left heel up. Interlace the hands behind the left thigh and roll out through the left ankle. So you're making those nice circles, spreading through the toes. Make the circle go in the opposite direction. And then from here, just cross your left ankle over your right thigh, make that figure 4 pigeon. Right or left hand goes around right leg. Again, a little flexion just in the left foot. Softness through the entire right leg. See if you can breathe into the sensation on your left hip. Notice as you release tension there, if it travels to any other place. And keep this figure 4 shape and just let your left foot go over to the right as your hands release for a moment. Press that left foot into the floor. Press your right hand to open your left thigh and reach your left arm up. So pulling, if you will, or pushing rather, your left leg away from your left arm. Pulling your left arm away from your left leg. But also this gentle twist. Again, come back to the center here and unravel your legs and take that happy baby once more. Notice if it feels a little bit different. You can rock. Maybe even start to straighten one leg or both legs as you rock here. And since we're on our backs, I'm going to have you float your legs directly up. So with the legs directly up, reach your arms up over your head. You can cactus your arms to the side and stay here. A couple options. So this is one option. Another option can be to slide your hands underneath your low back if you feel like that is something that is more comfortable. Or if you have a little bit more energy or desire to do something a little bit different, you can let your legs go up and over your head. Just let the feet go behind the head. Support the low back with the hands in plow pose. This is a really good pose for digestion. In fact, all of them are with the legs up, but plow pose in particular is really nice. And the feet never need to touch down. If you're trying plow pose, you can just give it a whirl and see if it's something that is pleasurable, or if it's not, just come right back to just letting the legs float up for a moment. And take 3 more breaths wherever you're at. And then slowly start to make your way out of your posture and back into a knees tucked into the chest kind of situation. Hold on to your thighs, so your hands are behind your knees, and start to rock and roll forward and back, just gently. Nice spinal massage here. So you can keep going forward and back, or if you have the space and you want to do something interesting, start to tilt to the right a little bit and keep rolling. If you don't have the space, don't worry about it. Just keep going forward and back. But if you start to go to the right, start to roll and make this circle at the same time. Again, it's great for the spine, but also you're getting a little bit of circulation to the core here, or a lot, depending on how hard you're working. Now, you might make an entire circle feel really nice. Good. And then come all the way up to a seat once you've completed your circle. Good. Or once you're done rocking and rolling. You should feel kind of warm in the belly after doing that. Yeah. Reach the hands up here. Take a nice long breath in. As you exhale, drop the fingertips down to the mat or down to the floor, chin towards your chest. Roll your right ear towards your right shoulder and soften your left shoulder away from your left ear, but flex through your left wrist. So the fingertips on your left hand are pulling up towards your left ear. Okay, relax your left fingertips down, drop your chin back to your chest here, and then roll your left ear towards your left shoulder. Soften your right shoulder down, but flex through your right wrist, right fingertips reaching for your right ear. And soften your right fingertips down into the chest. And then inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, you're going to take hold of your right elbow with your left hand and just kind of give yourself a pat on the back here, if you will. So you're getting a nice tricep stretch. Soften the muscles in the face a little bit. And notice if you're flaring your low ribs, just let them relax. You can re-extend both hands up. Take a breath in, and on the breath out, bend your left elbow. Slightly turn your left elbow in. That can help with the stretch a little bit. Give yourself a little pat on the back with your left hand. And again, just check the front ribs that they're not flaring out too much. Just a gentle inward sensation of the ribs and maybe even the chin. Good. Release the hands up here. Take a breath in. And on your breath out, stretch as far as you can over to the right. Let your left hip be really heavy. Okay. So you're going to take your left hand and sweep it down in front of you, making like a semicircle here. And then stretch all the way to the left. Right arm up and over. Good. Turn your throat and your ears back a little bit. Make the right hip softer. Good. You're going to make that semicircle with your right arm now. Sweep your right arm around your body. Come back to extending your left arm up and over your ear. And then bring your left hand behind your head. Press your throat back. Look up at the sky if you can. And then exhale, left elbow towards right knee. Just feel that sensation on the back body, maybe along the side body a little bit here. And inhale and come up, re-extend both hands all the way to the sky. And as you exhale, lean over to the left, Stretch as far to the left as you can. Get really heavy in the right hip. Make that semicircle with the right arm. Sweep across to the right. Left arm up and over. Press your head and throw it back. Good. Sweeping back across with your left arm. Right arm goes up and over to the side. Take your right hand, place it behind your head, press your head back, lean your throat back, look up if you can, breath in, and then breath out, elbow towards your knee. Just take a breath or two here. Go ahead and re-extend your right arm and reach all the way up, rocking over your shins. Find a child's pose. You can reach the hands forward and drop the head down. And as you hold this child's pose, let your hips sway super subtly, super like micro movements. Just a little bit of motion in this child's pose, letting your hips sway a little bit side to side. Pull your hands in and bring your spine to a table pose. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Breathe in for cow tilt here. And release for cat. Do that 3 more times. Breath in for cow. And up for cat. Just 2 more. Take your time, really enjoy the motion of the spine. See if you can sense each vertebra moving. And then coming to a neutral table position, just walk your knees towards one another, feet together, knees together. Sit back into your child's pose, but bring the elbow tips down to the mat. If you want to do this on your bolster, if you have a bolster, blocks, or pillows, you can do that too. Press the palms together, drop the head between the upper arms. And then try to crawl the elbow tips a little further forward. Little praying child's pose to release the shoulders. Stretch your hands forward and come back to a table position with the knees together here. You're just going to turn your hands so the fingertips are pointed towards your body. If that's too much, fingertips to the side. But if you can, hands with the fingertips back and start to sit back towards your heels. So as much as you can, but try not to let this happen. So you don't want the heels of the hands to come up. So keep the heels of the hands down and try to sit back as much as you can. Feel that stretch, soften the shoulders. They're gonna wanna come up by the ears, just try to release them. Okay, come up a little bit, and now on this turn, curl your toes under. So all 10 toes are under, make sure your little pinky toe gets under as well. And do the same thing, sit back. And your wrists will get a little less. This time your feet will start to open up a little bit, hopefully. And then to come out of this, just shake out one hand. And shake out the other. Keep your toes curled under and back and see what you can do about sitting back on your heels with your toes curled under, broken toe pose. Really good for releasing the feet. Try to stick with this. Roll the shoulders back, maybe close the eyes. the first time I ever did this pose, my feet were so angry at me, they literally felt like they were being torn apart, but with time it felt better and better, and all sorts of aches and pains that I had in my heels went away. Go ahead and lean forward, push weight into the floor, just tap your feet out as you release here. So we're gonna try something tonight called Garudasana, or not Garudasana, Gomukhasana legs. So you're gonna lift your right leg up and cross your right knee behind your behind your left knee. And then imagine you could kick your feet towards the top of the mat, almost like you're making a line parallel to the top of your space. And start to sit back here. So the feet are flexed. Now you might not go all the way back, that's okay. Let's see what you can do about that. Keep the feet flexed. And then from here, reach the arms up. And then take hold of the right elbow again, just like we did at the, well, kind of the beginning. So you're holding onto the right elbow, giving yourself a pat on the back with your right hand. If you have more range of motion, or if you want more sensation, you can take your left hand out to the side, wiggle it behind your back, maybe clasp hands. My hands still don't do that move, but if you want to do it, you can. You could just make fists and hold the position here. It's really good to open the shoulders and the hips simultaneously in this pose called Gomukhasana pose. Cow face pose is what it translates to. Just hold here one more breath. Slowly release your right arm, release your left arm wherever it was at, hold the shoulders a little, and to come out, I want you to rock backward. So use your hands as much as you need to release this posture. You're going to take your right leg up and just make some circles with your right knee, right hip. Make the circles go in the opposite direction. And then step your foot forward on the outside edge of your right hand and just rock forward and back. We're not going to sustain a long pigeon or long lizard pose today. We did that last week, but this week we're just going to move forward and back, a little gentle movement. And just take one more rock forward and back. And as you come back this time, let your hands come down to the floor so you're nice and supported. Knees together again in your table pose. Lift your left heel up towards the sky. Cross your left knee over your right knee behind you and start to kick your feet towards the top of your space, as if your shins could be parallel with the mat. Walk your hands back, sitting back, Gomukhasana legs. Take a moment to get situated here. You might need to wiggle the feet a little bit. If you flex the feet, kind of push the hands into the feet, and the feet into the hands here. You can start to feel the stabilization of the hips a little bit more. And then, if it's all right, in your seated position, to bring your hands up, do that. Go ahead and bend your left elbow, reach behind your back with your left hand. Just hold this stretch, getting that nice tricep stretch again. Staying here is one option, or take the option of reaching the right arm to the side and wiggling it behind your back as much as you like. You can clasp hold of your fingers behind your back. You can do that. Otherwise, just make fists and hold the position here so you get a little stretch on both shoulders. Gomukhasana, arms and legs. Take one more breath. And slowly start to release the arms. You can roll out the shoulders if you need to and crawl your hands forward. Unravel your legs here. Steadying yourself with your left knee up. Start to make those circles. Left knee up and around. Make sure to go both ways. It's releasing the hip. And then step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. You can crawl your hands forward as you rock back and forth. Just coming in and out of lizard, in and out of, this is called Hanuman, like that runner's lunge. And take just 2 more rocks forward and back. Next time you come forward, just let your left leg come behind you. Keep your knees together as you push back into child's pose. You can take regular child's pose or praying child, whichever one you like better. Stretch your hands forward here and sit back on your heel with your hands gone back towards your heel. And then stretch your arms up. Cactus the arms to the side. One more shoulder stretch tonight. Cross your right elbow over your left. If you can, crisscross at the wrist. Take a breath in and breath out. Just ripple your spine down. We're going to take 3 breaths. You can hold and sustain this if this feels really good, or you can add movement. Coming up on the inhale and just rippling back down on the exhale. You can almost undulate your spine a little bit if you're taking that movement, almost like an additional cat-cow movement along with this nice shoulder stretch. Let's do an extra breath here. Coming up, sweep your fingertips down on the mat. You can stand on your shins if you want as we transition. Reach the hands high, and then exhale, cactus the arms to the side. Reach left elbow over right, crisscross at the wrist if you can, or just hold on to the shoulders. And again, you're going to take 4 rounds of breath. Either sustain the pose, hold it down, or ripple your spine up and down. Whatever feels best to help you give the release that you need everywhere that your body's craving it. If you're moving, take 1 more. And on your next inhale, come on up. You can sweep your fingertips down as you stand on your shins. And reach the arms up and then back to a table pose. We're holding your table pose here. Take a round of cat and cow, or cow and cat, however you prefer. And then just come to a neutral spine, lifting your right leg back and behind you. And then step your right foot between your hands, or glide it between your hands, I should say. I'm going to come to a lunge. This isn't quite standing, but reach the arms up, and then exhale to sink into the hips, open the chest, lift the gaze. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, cactus and open. Once more. And from here, I want you to bring your elbow tips forward, tilt your wrist back, lift your gaze, open your heart, little back bend, and then exhale, bring your palms together like you're coming into cat back. And then do that again. Inhale, open, like you're doing cow, tilt the elbows forward, wrist back. Exhale, come forward. And do that one more time. Inhale, open. And then exhale, come forward here. We're gonna take a twist. You can intensify it as much as you would like. So left hand can be down, right arm can be up, or you can cross the elbow over the knee. And if you have the elbow over the knee, what can be really nice is to try to mimic a cat-cow like motion in your back as you hold this twist. This is a little bit more active than what you would usually get, like say in a vinyasa class when you're holding a twist like this, but we're low to the ground. And this really helps with opening the spine and, like I said, aiding digestion, which is really lovely. Pause wherever you're at and start to unwind. Just reach the arms up, straight up. And as you exhale, bring your hands down, slide that right foot back. And to release the legs just for a moment, come into a down dog. You can pedal out your feet. Shake your head if you like. And bring the knees back down. And we'll switch sides. So the left foot will come between the hands. Pausing, steadying yourself. And then reach your hands high, low lunge. Press up and reach as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, cactus your arms. Really lift the chest, lift the gaze. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sink and cactus the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sink and cactus the arms. This time, stay. Open the heart a little bit more. Think cow back. Now think cat back. Bring the palms together. This requires a little bit of work in the legs before. Open up. And close back up. Like you're closing a huge book. Inhale, open up. And exhale, close everything here. Pause. Kind of bowing down almost. You can reach the right hand down to the floor, left arm up, staying there. Or if you took the elbow across the knee, please do so here as well. And again, just press the palms together and take a moment to like really explore that cat-cow movement in the back. So exhaling, really grab back. Inhaling, pulling the chest forward. Keep pushing the palms together. The more you practice that move in this twist, the better the rotation of the spine can be, a little bit more easy in other positions and just throughout your day. You might also find that you feel like you can stand a little bit taller, stretch a little bit longer. So the muscles around our spine are relaxed, the rest of our limbs seem to have more movement easily too. Let's pause here. Start to undo the posture. Stretch your fingertips to the floor and step back to a down dog. Just even yourself out. And we're going to take a quick pigeon pose. So whatever pigeon feels best to you, you can just bring your right knee towards your right wrist. And if you have a bolster or something, that could be really lovely to place in front of you, or a pillow. Or just come down to your forearms. Just going to be here for 5 breaths, not super long. See what you can soften. What areas are hanging out to tension that you can invite to soften and just melt. Go ahead and walk your hands in and up. If you have a bolster in front of you, you can put your hands on the bolster as you switch sides. But take any movement you need in that right leg to make it feel okay before you switch. And then bring your left knee towards your left wrist. If you have a different variation of pigeon you want to take, you can always do that too. Again, relaxing the chest on the bolster, or just relaxing down to the forearms, or further even if that's what you did on the opposite side. Just 5 long breaths. Again, just inviting all those places that might be gripping or holding to relax. We need to be reminded. We need to be reminded. Go ahead and crawl your hands in and up here and push back to a down dog one more time. This time come down to your knees and just swivel onto your seat. So you can take your legs out in front of you. Okay. So taking your right foot in towards your left thigh, Janu Sirsasana stretch, turn towards your extended leg and walk your hands down. It's okay if you hold on to your shin or your foot, anywhere. Just little pressure with the right foot into the left thigh. Notice what your shoulders are doing. Notice what your arms are doing, and do less with them. And come up here and reach your right hand back. Your right shin is going to press down to the mat. You're going to take this lovely side stretch. Reaching towards the back of your space. Press your left foot down. Reach your left fingertips longer. And then come back down. And we'll switch sides. Left foot into right thigh. Little flexion in that extended leg. And just turn your sternum towards your shin as you walk your hands down. Again, aiming to do less in the upper body. So placing the hands, holding, not pulling in any way. Go ahead and come on up. Reach your left hand back, press into your left hand and your left shin as you reach up and over. A lovely side stretch here. Go ahead and come down. And we'll take Tarasana, star pose. So soles of the feet together, knees are out wide. Heels are away from the pelvis, and you get to round your back down. Ooh. So if your head doesn't fall easily towards either your fists or your feet, take something, anything really, place it there, and just let your head be supported. Let your spine relax. It gets to round here. And then slowly push up. And extend your legs straight. You're going to bend your right knee, bring the right foot behind you. So staying in this position. If you have a bolster or anything to hold you up, put it on your left side. But keep that right knee bent. And it doesn't need to be a super deep bend. It can be a little out to the side. But you're going to turn your chest towards your left hip and then walk your hands forward and down here. So you're in this nice twist. You can support yourself on anything, pillows or a bolster or the floor. Gets into the outer hips in a little bit of a different angle than some of the other hip stretches that we've done. Notice where you're feeling this one. Or if you're feeling this one, I should say. This is somewhat similar to that corkscrew hold that we've done on the bolsters before. Slightly different. And go ahead and come up and unwind so your spine turns back to the front. And then you'll switch sides. So right leg straightens, left knee comes behind you, or left foot comes behind you, left knee bends. Again, the knee bend doesn't need to be dramatic. It can be pretty loose. So just do what feels okay on your knee. Put your support to the right side. Turn your spine to the right, and then walk hands forward and down. Let the chest be heavy and supported. If you're lucky enough to have a bolster, you can put it right under your chest and let your head relax. Again, you can use as much or as little support here as you like. Just try to get in the mode of doing less and letting go. Breathing in and around the hips, maybe even feeling a little expansion around the spine on the inhales. Softening into those expanded places on the exhales. And slowly push yourself up and turn back to the front. And we'll make our way down to our back. So bring the feet to the floor, roll yourself down. Wiggle your feet as wide as your mat here. If you don't have a mat, just wiggle your feet wider than your hips. Make sure when you look down, you can see your ankles on the outside of your hips. And windshield wiper your legs. Just rocking. And then drop the knees to the left. If this feels like a lot, just stay here or start to add sensation by stacking left foot on top of right thigh, guiding that right knee down. And you can reach your arms up and over your head or even hold on to opposite elbows if that feels okay. Again, this gets into a different part of the hip and the side body. If it hurts the low back at all, bring the arms back down by your sides. But otherwise, just hanging out here. Release your arms, release your legs. Let your feet be back to the outside edges of the mat. Just windshield wiper them. A little movement. And then switch sides. Knees dropping to the right. Feel that left knee pressing down. If it's enough, stay there. Or continue to add sensation with the right ankle on top of the left thigh, guiding that left knee down, maybe reaching the arms up and overhead, holding onto opposite elbows or not. Again, always scanning the body for any gripping, any holding. And just inviting it to soften, letting it know you're in a safe space. There's nothing that needs to be done right now, attended to, just breathing and softening and relaxing. Release your arms if they're up, release your legs, feet back to the outside edges of the mat, and just windshield wiper them one more time. Start to wiggle the feet closer to one another. So they're just hips width distance now. We'll end with a bridge pose. So press your hips up. You can reach your fingertips towards your heels and just keep the arms flat, or you can interlace your hands behind your back and shimmy the shoulders under. If you want to rest the hips on something like a block or a pillow instead, you could do this more mildly. But all the work we've done has kind of prepared you for this shoulder, hip release, heart open posture. You just let your body soften now, releasing the posture, melt down to the floor. Notice how you feel. If you're craving any other movement whatsoever, a happy baby or a twist, feel free to take it. If you want to just squeeze the knees to the chest again or roll into plow again, you can. Take anything you need to make your practice feel complete. And once it does feel complete, allow yourself to come into a resting pose, a shavasana, which can take the form and shape that suits you best tonight. I'm lying in a Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly shape of shavasana. You might put your legs up the wall. You might put your legs slung over the bolster. That can feel really nice if you have one. Good. Rest in any position that feels good for you. Just allow yourself a minute of silence and softness here. Just to absorb and observe the new spaciousness, new opening that you've created in your body. As we close class tonight, I have a little passage to share with you. And it's about celebration, which I think is really a good theme for the end of the year. It says, celebrate the small wins in life, every single one of them. Steep in the good every single time. And soon it will be natural for you to find happiness at the turn of every corner. We don't need to have something big happen in order to celebrate. Just celebrating still being here, still being healthy, still being alive, still connecting in any way we can. is quite an accomplishment. And call to mind what you can celebrate in this moment, what you can celebrate from this year, as challenging as it's been, no matter how big or small. And just let the goodness of that sink in. And begin to breathe in a little bit deeper here. And let that breath go with an open mouth, some sort of sound or sigh. And do that one more time. Full belly breath in. Let the chest expand. Open mouth, exhale. Feeling rested and renewed. Start to make movements in your limbs, starting with the hands and feet, and then going up into the arms and the legs. Take a nice big stretch when you're ready and roll off gently to one side, taking your time to push up to a comfortable seat. When you're ready, you can meet me in a seated position and just gather your hands in front of your heart. Allow your head to bow down towards your heart. And give yourself thanks here for making it this far today, making it this far this year. I celebrate you, and I hope that you celebrate yourself and all of your wins, big and small, always. Go ahead and take a big breath in here and let it go through the mouth. Thank you for practicing tonight, everyone. Namaste. I hope you feel really good. Feel free to say hi.